You often think the first idea is the best. But do all first ideas keep stable after a further, more checking look? Welcome to our today's webcast, Decentralized Conveying Technology That Pays Off. This is the right webcast for you to be in if you still consider that the conveying technology out of a contactor and a worm gear is the right and cheapest solution for your conveying line. We would like to take a more analyzing look onto that. And we will do so by demonstrating with our online tool, the Conveyor Calculator, that a decentralized installed solution with the Lenze Smart Motor really pays off for you. If you know our webcast, then you know that you can chat with us all the time. Please do so in the right corner above in the monitor. And towards the end of the first 20 minutes, we will take our time to discuss some of the questions in the webcasts. And even afterwards, after the 30 minutes live on air, you still have time to pose your questions to the experts. My name is Katrin Perschke. I work as a marketing and communication manager at Lenze. And the experts today in the call are my colleagues. And first of all, I would like to welcome in Barcelona, Rune Fries-Knudsen. He is the Global Solution Market Manager. And together with me in the studio today is Klaus Dirkes, Product Manager, Mechatronic Drive Systems. Okay, let's start with the first question I would like to pose to Rune. Rune, we see many conveying lines which are part of the system in the market, but they are kind of, as we say, conventionally solved, but it is still a very current solution. What is your observation on that?
Well, first of all, I want to give out a warm welcome to everybody who has taken the time to join this. And to get back to your question, Catherine, yes, we see that around 90% of all machines have conveying applications in them. And very often, if the conveying task is not the predominant task in the machine, we see that this is very often solved with a central topology. By that I mean often contactors in the main cabinet. We today would like to use this opportunity to show you what a decentralized topology can help you increase your productivity and earnings. And with that, we will show you that cheap components, when you look at a total cost perspective, oftentimes come out quite expensive. We will do an exact calculation and show you that doing a machine upgrade to this kind of topology is an investment of time that really pays off.
Thanks for that introduction. And before we will prove that, we will take a look to the different solutions, how they are technically realized. And Klaus, you will explain to us how the most current solution in the market looks like compared together with the from us recommended solution with the Lenze Smart Motor.
Of course. Thanks, Catherine. Hello, warm welcome from my side also. Yes, we want to have a look to both solutions. So at first, we can see here in the graph the two different solutions. On the left side, the current solution, which most of you should know, and the right side, the decentralized solution with the Lenze Smart Motor. If we want to have a look a little bit deeper in the current solution, we can see that there is a large cabinet on the left side. And could we get a little bit bigger size? Okay, thanks. So at the left side, we can see there is a large cabinet, and the size of the cabinet is dependent on the number of conveyor modules. So with more conveyor modules need a bigger or larger cabinet. The drives are connected via point-to-point power connections from the mains cabinet, from the central cabinet. and also the same for the light sensors. These are also connected point-to-point to the mains cabinet. The drives are motors with or geared motors with warm gearboxes often, and these drives realize a fixed speed application controlled by the contactors, which is located in the cabinet. So with the fixed speed, we can convey the material which is conveyed there. And if there are different speeds necessary, for example, for a new project, then a new or a different drive is necessary. So therefore, there are some new variants necessary to do the next project. The next slide shows us the solution of the smart motor with a decentralized concept. The first point looks quite, it looks different regarding the size of the cabinet. And this cabinet does not belong to the number of conveying modules, because it's standardization inside in this cabinet, and therefore the number of conveyors are not relevant for the size of the cabinet. And this small cabinet can often also installed inside in the machine housing. We also can see here at the picture the power line, the black power line, which supports or brings the main power to the motors. And these motors are our Lenze Smart Motor. The Lenze Smart Motor is able to run this conveying module in different speeds and also handle the conveying good with different ramps for acceleration and deceleration. So therefore, a quite easy topology, and as well the parameterization of the smart motor is also quite easy to do it with a smartphone app. Okay, these are the differences of both systems.
More to say for the differences?
Yeah, the result of these differences, if we can see both pictures side by side, we realize the decentralized solution with the smart motor, and the smart motor is best in class to fulfill the requirements for the conveying application. And so this results in a modular structure of the conveyor modules. And at least that means that the engineering phase is quite easy as playing with Lego blocks, for example. And this is one important item to reduce the effort for the engineering phase, but we also address the reduction for installation, for production, and also for the commissioning phase on site. So in all engineering phases, we can reduce the effort, and also we can reduce the material. And the total sum of benefits is that we want to show afterwards in our calculator. So we can calculate each part, each activities which are necessary to do it for such a project in our calculator. And everybody can make some changes in the calculator and calculate the own savings related to your experience and to your projects.
Okay, we have triggered it very often now, less engineering time, less commissioning time, and how we can prove that in the calculator is really the core piece of our today's webcast. And Rune, may I ask you to give us the first orientation on the tool? What is the look like of the tool, and what is the menu that we can find there?
Yes, of course. We have structured the calculator in a very simplistic manner. It is built up that you can get an overview of your potential savings by just answering 5 simple questions. First, we described the current solution with what kind of motor control do I have. You can choose freely here, but let's stay with the contactors as we have described in the example. Then the second question, we see what is the total length of your conveyor, and let's put in 40 meters here, like that. And the next one is the amount of conveyor modules. You can also just tip in the value right into the box, so you don't have to play around with the mouse. Next one is the cable length, and this is the cable length from the control cabinet to the first drive as displayed in the graphic to the right. Let's put in 20 meters here. Lastly, we have the question of how many projects do we have per year. Let's put in 15. And with just answering these 5 questions and based upon our average values, which we have put in this calculator, we can see now that we will have savings of almost 6,000 euros on the single project, and over 133,000 euros of annual savings. If we click on this little triangle you see here on the left, we see a split off of how these costs divide into the different types. And this is a summary, except we have on the structural cost, which is annually, and that part will only be added on the annual part. This, of course, values we have here are based on average values which we know from the market. We will now go into details on how you can put in your machine and your machine values, and for that Klaus will take over.
Yes, okay. So to get a little bit deeper, we can go to the settings here, and therefore the settings open with 7 different tabs, and there are more or less parameters inside, such as cost per hour for the electrician in-house, for example, or the installation on-site, and so on. So each slide focus on of the dedicated item. And at first we can change the cost per hour for the installation on site. We can make an update here. We put in 75 euros. We can make an update to 100 euros for per expenses. Sorry, and these values are calculated directly in the background. This is an online tool. We can jump to the next tab for the drive concept. And as we can see here, this is the common structure of all tabs, more or less. We have some parameters here in the top we can change here, and at the end of each tab we calculate the total costs. And the total costs are the result of the material cost, and the second part is the handling cost. So we calculate the material and handling costs for the current solution and also for the smart solution in a second way. And the result is shown here in the right top corner, the tab calculation where we have the result and the savings for the smart motor solution. And in this case, the savings are a negative value. That means that the smart motor solution costs more. So it's not really a surprise, because the smart motor is equipped also with electronic on the motor. So the control system is also decentralized, and that means it costs a little bit more. And we can make some changes here as well. So we have a warm gearbox, okay, and we can select a bigger motor and a different gearbox ratio, and the system calculates the new results in the background. We have a tab for the power distribution, so how to distribute the power, the mains power to each drive from the cabinet, or in this quick-on system, using this quick-on system to support the smart motors. We have one tab for the automation system, so how to control the smart motor and how to control the light sensors back to the PLC. This is one tab, and also the cabling for that. The electrical cabinet is the next tab we can see here, and here is one interesting point I will show you a little bit deeper. So related to the number of conveyor modules, we select a special size of the cabinet. So in this case, we took this one here, and this cabinet has also fixed pricing in this size, and you can select a different size, for example, because you know that you have to have a cabinet in a smaller size for 15 conveyor modules, and then the pricing is also new or smaller. We have implemented here the engineering costs, and as I mentioned before, the engineering costs are really a huge part in the whole planning of the project, and there we can see that here are a lot of points you have to fulfill during your engineering phases. And here are different steps inside, and we put in here some hours per drive or also some hours per project. One point is here engineering time for localization. So if you have to send your conveying module to different markets, then sometimes you have to focus on different compliances, different voltages, mains voltages, and so on. If this is not the case, if you sell your conveying machines in your own market, then you can put in here, for example, 0 hours. Okay, so all values are adjustable by you. And the last is the annual structural cost. I will show you a little bit deeper. So we calculate the related parts which are necessary in your system. You have to update it, you have to place an order and get material inside and so on. And we have some feedbacks from the market that each part needs more or less 500 euros per year to have an update, to get these incoming goods and so on. If you say this is not my calculation, I don't know exactly the pricing for each part, then you can set this value to 0. It's on you. And these are all 7 tabs here. And now we can come backwards to the first slide, Save Settings. And now we can see the total result of our calculation with these adapted values we did in the last minutes.
Okay, thanks Klaus for demonstrating that. And if I can draw a first conclusion from the demonstration, it looks like as more exact the information I insert in here, the more exact is the result. Is that correct, Rune?
Yes, definitely. It really pays off using modern technology. I think this webinar would be pretty boring if we were all sitting in front of typewriters. So definitely, there is a lot of benefits from the newest technology. We have installed this successfully in numerous machines and applications worldwide. And just to name a few examples, we have it in in-feed, out-feed lines of production machines, foil wrapping machines, sorting machines of any sort, just to name a few.
Okay, thanks for that. And Klaus, maybe you can summarize the benefit if you convert from the current solution to the Lenze Smart solution. What really are the benefits here?
Yes, we can summarize it to we can reduce the material costs with our solution, with the decentralized solution here. So we have less material in the comparable conveying system, and for the same conveying system we also need less engineering time and also less time for commissioning on site. And this is really an important impact, because commissioning time on site costs a lot of money and you have to have the right people on site and so on. And for all these points, these are the general benefits we can open with using the decentralized concept. And in the second step, we have also some benefits from our product, the smart motor himself. And if we jump further one slide here, we can see the benefits of the smart motor. So we can reduce the energy consumption of the conveying machine. We have adjustable speed set points, so you can use the same smart motor material number for different conveying speeds, so for different projects, for example. This reduces variance in your material handling. We have a soft start and soft stop ramp inside the smart motor. This covers the lifetime of the machine and also of the goods. We have the variant reduction and easy programming via a smart motor app, which only 7 parameters to configure the smart motor as you need it for your application.
Rune, you are quite some time already experienced reactions to the calculator, and I would like that you could share that experience with us. What are the first reactions when customers see that their projects have been calculated in the calculator?
We, of course, have our first experiences showing this to customers. And I must say the first thing that really comes across as an eye-opener and surprises a lot of machine builders is really how expensive cheap components can come in a total cost comparison. We very often see that once this is really shown with your cost in it, and it's really down to what you can save, and we see that they are willing to invest in doing this change, because it's very clear now with a calculation like that you get an overview of when is my payback, when is my return of invest if I invest the time of my development department of doing a machine upgrade. When is my payback, and from what time on will I start saving money? So definitely that. And what we have seen up until now is we have two different types of customers, if we could say it like that, the different ways of going towards this. We have customers on one hand who really like to do this on their own, to play around with the tool, go in, put in their own values. And for that, we have created a project planner, which can be downloaded from our website, which explains all the details, so you can do everything basically on your own. Otherwise, we of course have others who would like to do this in a dialogue, because we have of course trained Lenze sales personnel who can help you in a web session like this or in a visit, where we can go over your machine and show you how much you can save on switching over to this type of technology.
Dialogue is my keyword again. We have announced the chat here, and I would now take a look into the chat and see what kind of questions we have there. And I do that here, as this is the one that keeps returning. Rune or Klaus, what makes a smart motor smart? Today everything is named smart, so why is our smart motor smart?
Yeah, at first we can parameterize the smart motor with a mobile device, so with a smartphone, and this is surely one name which is already everybody knows. But the second part is we also reduce the effort, and it's quite easy to use a smart motor in the conveying system. And this reduces variance and also effort in engineering and production and installation time on site. And therefore, all these benefits are helping and supporting the name of smart.
Okay, smart. Smart is the other question as well. Someone was very closely listening to us and asks that the adjustable torque has been mentioned. How does that work? Rune, can you explain the adjustable torque? It has been shown, I think, in the demonstration. How does that work in the motor?
I think you mean adjustable speed, right?
Right.
Okay. Well, the adjustable speed, the torque is of course selected by the motor torque times the ratio. The selectable speed, which we can come out with from this, is actually as a parameter in the smartphone app. It's a very intuitive smartphone app. You don't need any training or anything. We have simple fields where you can just tip in, basically like the calculator. Either with your finger or tip in the speed you want. You also have the possibility to put a minus in front of the speed you want to go, and you have switching directions of the way the motor runs. So very, very intuitive. And the other part is when you buy a geared smart motor, the speeds you see in the app already takes into consideration the ratio of the gearbox, so you automatically see the output speed. So very intuitive.
Very intuitive, okay. One question concerns the values you can type in. The participant is asking where the values come from, and Klaus, I think you have mentioned it shortly, but maybe you can repeat it once again. The values in the calculator come from? Okay, yes, the values from the calculator comes from our market experience in this field of conveying modules. And we got these values with discussions with our customers and also the experience of our colleagues. And we put in here the default values. So with these default values, we are able to calculate directly the savings by only putting in 5 parameters in the first page. But all values are adjustable. So you can place or put in your known, your existing, your realistic values there. And yeah, you can make it to your own project calculation. Okay, 20 or 30 minutes always seems to be short, but we have more time planned. So the next 30 minutes, the experts, Rune and Klaus, will be online, not in front of the camera, but of course you can post your questions and we will be there for you now. And afterwards, of course, also we have now integrated here the contact data from both experts. And for me, it is to say that a closer second look to a first idea really pays off, and also pays off to convert to the Lenze Smart Motor. So you end up finally with a more modern technology solution, and one that you can really express in monetary terms. So you earn quite a big saving here. And if you now are curious how much money you can save, you can right away start on our website to do a first calculation on your own. And if you wish to be guided through the complete calculation by the Lenze salesman, you can of course do that. And now these days you do it maybe better in an online meeting, so you keep distance to each other but still can benefit from our calculator. Okay, then we are almost at the end of the session, and I would like to thank the experts for their know-how. And of course, I would like to thank you, the participants, for taking your time today to joining the webcast. And please stay with us with coming webcasts in the new year. And I would hope that we will see at this place again. And so far, then I would say, stay healthy.